This short conversation with Louis Lambert highlights a Cisco partner called 6 Harmonics. They extend the capabilities of Cisco with extremely rugged networking hardware that contains Cisco software. Their product allows you to extend Cisco networking to extreme locations that have been hard to do until now. Here's my chat with Louis. What we want to talk about today is a new product you're working on, and this one is not ready for market yet, but we're working with a couple of really key pilot opportunities, and it's a market gap that I think really helps round out the Cisco ruggedized portfolio, and that's kind of why I wanted you to chat a little bit about it. What can you tell us about 6 Harmonics and kind of, first of all, who they are and why they got to doing this?
Yeah, so another Ottawa-based company. It's a coincidence. As much as we just talked about having an app inside a Cisco device, this is going to be the reverse, right? So 6 Harmonics has been in the UHF broadband business for over a decade. So everybody's using 5.8 and CBRS in the States, but when they really want to connect something or their two-way radio system, they use UHF because it's got more range and you can get more range and even sometimes non-line of sight. So the company has been building this UHF broadband IP radio technology for over a decade. It's deployed in 23 countries in very rugged area. The picture you're looking at is from a really big oil company in Southeast Asia that has a logo the same color as their rail. And they deployed this because they couldn't reach with 5.824, and it's difficult to find real high capacity broadband that will go 20 kilometers, 30 kilometers, right? Especially over water, right? So the company's DNA comes from building really rugged outdoor wireless equipment, really low on the spectrum in order to give broadband. So think about orphan well site in the middle of nowhere, onshore or offshore, right? That are out of range of most of the network. And you're not going to build more towers just for orphan site, and you're not going to be able to build towers on the ocean. So this UHF band allowed them to connect. So we've been involved with, wireless ISP, industrial customer, mining, and oil and gas for over a decade, and we wanted to grow the company. The company market with UHF broadband was not big enough to get to 100 million. So we looked at what is it we do, what we're good at, and with my background at Redline, I had been noticing that there's a device missing in the market, and it's not really available. And what I'm talking about is a really rugged edge compute and communication device. We've got, Bob talked about some of the device that you have, fantastic device, but how do you attach this device to a D10 bulldozer? Or how do you attach that to outside of a hauler, right? So there are some use case where extra rugged edge compute is needed. And it's usually with 1 or 2 LTE ports, or if you're really far, a TV white space or UHF port. We've been in the business of connecting asset very far, way beyond LTE coverage. So by mixing these two needs, we came up with this solution. So we're building a extra rugged, outdoor rated edge compute platform with communication, 3 ports of communication, multiple Docker containers. And the idea is that you can have 1 or 2 LTE port to it, but you can also have a TV UHF capacity if you're really far. So we're building this, but as we build this, we decided that we don't want to compete with Cisco. We needed a solid router inside this. And most of my customers and most of my friends from the past and a bunch of the people on this call are friends. So we start knocking at the door at Cisco, and you and I talked, and we're going to integrate a Cisco embedded router in that solution. So not only it's an extra rugged outdoor edge compute and communication, but it will have Cisco inside. So everything that Bob Clay talked about, all the simplicity, the ease of operation, the network management, and all of this, that'll give you just another SKU to partner with to go at the very far edge of the network. So does that resonate
Yeah,
with
that's
anyone?
actually I wasn't going to stop you. You were kept going, and you were on a roll there. So
Yeah,
no, that's
well,
awesome.
so
I'm quite excited. I'm quite excited about what you're doing. I just want to put a little finer point on the ruggedization thing that you talked about. We've actually been working through this with a few different customers and the 1800 that Bob talked about. It'll go on almost any kind of vehicle that you're going to see on the road. What we're talking about is if you're not on a road, if you're climbing over rocks and you don't have rubber tires on, then the 1800 is probably not going to last super long, right? And so this is kind of where this product fits, and with it having the same operating system as our IR 1800s and the 1101s, it makes it really nice to manage across everything. So
yeah,
that's really where we're going with this. I guess, is there anything else that you can think of that kind of makes the overall solution really attractive to the people that you're doing pilots with, and maybe a few examples of where you think this fits in an oil and gas environment?
yeah, so depending on the oil company and depending if it's upstream, midstream, right? It's not a downstream product, but whatever your upstream or midstream, there are going to be some location, whatever their fixed or mobile location, where you're going to need, like, a tank that is going to survive some additional water or salt water or HSE, right? And you can't put a cabinet, you could mount wallet, but there's more vibration, or you can attach it to the machine, but there's more vibration. So you wouldn't typically install this on a smaller vessel or other onshore equipment that is prone to a lot of vibration, a lot of dust, like over the edge type of thing. In mining, on haulers and bolters, the vibrations are terrible, right? In forestry, you have all the forestry equipment, but in oil and gas, I think there's lots of very far remote location that may need the UHF. The Cisco product line would work, but it doesn't have that UHF. So whenever it's UHF is needed, we can do it. And abnormal environmental location. So it's about the mix of vibration, water, dust, and all of these extra difficult things, and also the mix of interface, and with that, especially with that UHF interface.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's super helpful. And where are we at in terms of getting this thing to market? Do you think? I know that some of that's hard to predict, and obviously you're not in the prediction game. But if you put it in, like, is this pretty much orderable now? Is this something that's 2 years out? Do you have a guess?
Yeah, I mean, orderable now. I'm in sales. Yes, sir.
Oh, I forgot you're a sales guy.
But
free copies.
Some of that crowd would have expect that answer. But so the fact is that the prototypes are being put together. The first, what I will call cardboard box demonstration, will occur in the summer, in late summer. It's unusual for industrial company to pre-order equipment from a new vendor without seeing something, right? Ordering from Cisco, pre-ordering, it's different. But a new vendor, they will want to see the cardboard box. So we're going to be doing that in the late summer. So we have customers that have sent us letter of interest and letter of intention with ideas of budget and time frame. They say, if you meet these dates, we'll be interested, and we've worked with you on some of them. But right now, I would say we're almost at pre-ordering. We just need to demonstrate a little bit more reality versus what's available now. But some of our existing customers that know the company and they've been with equipment for 10 years on the tower, they won't mind. And
Right.
some of the other customers that we haven't had the chance to serve yet, they're a little bit more careful.
Yeah, and I would say it's probably not too bold to put the offer out to the audience here that if you've got a use case that you think fits this exactly, let us know, right? And
Yeah.
and maybe we can tweak some of the requirements. We're still at that stage. If there's
Yeah,
something
very
that
much
you
so.
think- yeah.
So we've got a number of oil and gas, mining and forestry company that are influencing us. They're advising us, and the more feedback, the better, right? Clearly, we have to come up with something very soon, and we'll take more feedback then too. But this is still a very good time. And with regard to production product, it will be in production network. Early version will be in production network by the end of this calendar year.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's a good reference point. What I would say from a Cisco perspective is that we don't know exactly what this, what the co-selling or the engagement's going to look like between our two companies. What we do know is we're excited that you're putting Cisco inside, and there will be a much better operational relationship because of that. But the details around that in terms of whether you can order their product on our paper or that, whether we come in together or however that works, that still all remains to be seen. But definitely engage us if you're interested in this and you think it might fit something, and we can get you into this process as early as possible. I think I'm going to leave it at that. Unless did you have anything else you want to leave with the audience, Louis, until we move on here?
No, I maybe just one comment that this extra rugged edge router and compute is not going to change the world for your customer or for yourself, right? What it will do is it will allow Cisco and the customer to put Cisco edge compute and routing anywhere on any attached device, even if it's really far and there's no LTE, there's no multi-point, there's no communication.
Right.
We have more chance to reach them with the UHF.
Yeah.
And then we also, because it's Cisco inside, it makes it really easy.
Yeah.
It's all the same thing.
Appreciate that. Yeah, totally get that.
Thank
Thank you very much, Louis.
Yeah,
It's always
thank
a
you.
pleasure. I always have fun chatting with you. And if you've never met Louis, you need to have a coffee with him. He's always fun to talk to, and appreciate you taking the time, Louis.
Yeah, go ahead. Thank you very much, everybody. Reach out to Roland. You can reach out to me directly, but Roland's a good conduit as well.
Okay, perfect. All right,
Thank
you
you.
got one.
Have yourself a great day and a safe one.
Thanks. That was Louis Lambert telling us about an innovative hardware product from 6 Harmonics. You can jump right into the next session of our Virtual Energy Summit by clicking on the next video. Take care.